children and grandchildren, and whether or not they can continue to have their health insurance coverage, and especially if somebody is changing jobs. Sometimes people do that, and they do a lot in today's society, and so keeping that health insurance coverage. And I don't like John McCain's idea of taxing the health insurance that you get from your employer.
We need more transparency, more consumer protections and regulations.
One of the things that's very scary, and it not only comes from John McCain and Sarah Palin, it comes from a couple of our Congress people, Michelle Bachmann and John Koenck, and they're trying to privatize everything, get government off our backs. Now, thank goodness for the government. I have the GI Bill for my graduate school. I got a GI loan for my house. I'm currently appreciating the fantastic medical care from the VA hospital in Minneapolis. And I'm enjoying my Social Security. And privatizing Social Security, turning it over to Wall Street, for example, is ridiculous. The whole Social Security program is being administered for a cost of less than 1%. Wall Street is not going to do anything for less than 1%. That's a guarantee. Privatizing the VA medical system, which John Klein and John McCain want to do, is ridiculous, especially with the number of people coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan with mental problems as well as physical problems. It's just ridiculous. We owe people what they have come to expect when they sacrifice for our country. So I'm really afraid of all of the privatization.
I think when you're a grandparent, after you have retired, your biggest concern is that your children have something more than what you do. And for the first time in our country, we can't expect that our children will have a better life than what we have, and that's really sad. I am concerned about the way pensions work. I'm concerned about the fact that defined benefit is giving way to defined contribution, and I think those of us that are seniors on
52% of all retirees in this country only have Social Security. And Social Security only replaces 40% of your pre-retirement income. Research is showing that now with healthcare costs, you need 92% replacement of your pre-retirement earnings in order to have any shot at maintaining your standard of living with the rise of healthcare costs. So that shows that 52% of all retirees in this country are 52% short of what they need. So when you talk about privatizing Social Security, even if they say, well, that's not going to cut your current check, etc., that sure as heck is going to have an effect on whether we're going to be able to get any cost of living increases. If the overall pool of money is lost or deteriorated because of this economy or because of schemes to have part of Social Security in Wall Street. And those cost of living increases are not a luxury. When you're talking 40% of your pre-retirement income, that's food money.
Well, I'm wondering how we can get these leaders to find out that we need another FDR as a president. The leader up there that can create jobs. I mean, the infrastructure is falling apart. I mean, the electrical system throughout the country, the wind generation, we could electrify the whole nation with wind. We could have high-speed trains like they have in Europe. We could eliminate all this high cost of fuel for airlines by going across the states with high-speed trains. I mean, it would create jobs, and you get the money from the ground, have the money trickle up, and create, you can solve all your problems with that. The revenue and with green economy. And depending on all our necessities, like education. When we don't educate our kids, we're lost. We're falling behind the rest of the world because we're afraid to put the money into education and invest. I mean, there's so much to be done in
The first place that they turned when they got all of us into deep, deep, deep trouble was the enemy, the government. And they said, we'd like $700 billion if you can find it in the Treasury, and if you can't find it there, get it from the American taxpayers. As I said, I think it's a swindle of immense proportions, and I never thought I'd ever see it in my lifetime, but they had to get back into the Treasury of the United States before they got to get out of Dodge. They're leaving town, and one last raid on the U.S. Treasury was in order. It's just tragic for our children and grandchildren, and I can't wait to cast that single vote on November 4th against that crowd and try to get them out of town.
We need to take this message out to everybody, our union brothers and sisters, our family, our friends, everywhere. We all get out there. I'd say be a walking, talking billboard. Talk to people about this election, all these important things. We've got to get the message out there. Never stop. Just keep on doing.
Ditto.
So we've all got to do it, wherever. We've got to make President Obama.